We're on way to the CBD today. Um, this is like my day 2 for me. Is it day 2? First day I arrived. Second day I just slept in all day. So this is like day 3 for me. So what are the things you need? Stuff you need when you arrive here in New Zealand. In my case, I got my wife to buy me this. It's an AT card, AT hop card. This is used for transport. Auckland doesn't have like subways or trains. They have buses, but buses use these. You can still pay by coins, cash, but most people use these. And this is tied to, you can register this online, tie it up to your bank account, and it will be auto debit. And that's what we're actually doing here today. We're going to the CBD to get me a bank account. So one of my wife's friends or classmates, she's a student here, they said that we should get a joint account since we're husband and wife. So that's what we're gonna get. After that, we're gonna eat out. My wife hasn't, she eats out sometimes, but she hasn't really, eaten anything out the past 3 months because she's on a tight budget. So this is like our Valentine's, Christmas, her birthday. We missed eating out with her birthday because her birthday is December 24th. So, Christmas also. So we're gonna pack that all in just one meal. Then afterwards we'll probably drop by the PC store later because I need my desktop set up. I left my desktop in the Philippines and I didn't want to bring a laptop because I've had bad experiences with laptops. So I needed to set up a desktop here. I've scouted all the PC places and I found a good place to buy one, but it's just that my cash, I sent money to one of the consultants here and they're supposed to deposit that, but it's still not come. But I got cash on hand, it's just that it's going to be tight, so we'll see. For now, I'll just try and drop by there and see if I will buy my PC parts, because I already have some of it with my backpack, or I brought it with my carry-on. There we go. So this is where the bus station is. We live, our flat is, I guess, how far? You said two sections or 2 areas away from the CBD, right?
CBD,
2 zones.
2 zones, yeah.
I don't know yet. I haven't been there, so I'll tell you when we on another
4 miles, I guess.
4 miles. Okay, so that's what my wife said. 4 miles. We'll see. We're gonna hop into the bus and we're gonna go to the bank after. Well, we're gonna get our meal first, then we'll go to the bank. Get back to you guys later. So we're here at Nando's. First time eating here. We're done with scheduling our appointment with the bank. So they said that we come back Monday, so Thursday today. Come back Monday and they'll process our joint accounts in my individual account. And we have the forms and everything, so we'll come back Monday and finish up the bank. I went to PB Tech. There's a store here called PB Tech for my computer stuff. I needed my monitor, my case, video card, and hard drive because I got the rest with me. I brought from the Philippines, and they'll deliver it by tomorrow. And the guy was even nice enough to give me a almost $50 discount. He worked with Magic and lowered all the prices for the parts, which was great. But I had to pay cash because I still don't have my money from what I transferred from the Philippines to here. So we'll follow up with that. And here we are at Nando's. We sort of watched a video of a guy on Facebook or YouTube saying trying out KFC in Japan, and he said if there was a Nando's in Japan, then he would move to Japan. So we got intrigued what Nando's is, and we found there's a Nando's here in Auckland. So we're trying it out. I think it's just peri-peri chicken, which in the Philippines there is peri-peri chicken. There's 2 restaurants that carry the peri-peri type chicken or peri-peri type foods. It's first one is peri-peri chicken, and the second one is Gringos in the Philippines. And they're both really great places. Really good tasting chicken. So we're expecting a really good tasting chicken here. And this is like my wife's birthday, Christmas, Valentine's date, eat out. So, yeah. After this, we're gonna go back to eating noodles and microwave food until I get a job.
Yeah, until you get a job.
So this is we're near the what's that? What's that called?
The immense.
Is that Auckland Sky
Oh,
Tower?
the sky. Yeah, that's the Auckland Sky Tower.
Yeah, that's the view from here. This is the CBD. It's a different atmosphere from where we live because we're like in a suburb.
We live in a suburb.
So there's not a lot of people, and there's a lot more old people from where we live. Here, there are like a couple of campuses here, a lot of students, a lot of college students, and it's a mixed bag. There's Asians, Europeans, Americans, everybody's here. There's a lot of people here. So when you're new in New Zealand or Auckland, first thing you need to get are, like, of course you need the AT hop card for commuting if you don't have a car. Of course you need a bank account, and the bank account is requisite for your, what was that?
IRD.
IRD,
Yeah.
which is basically your tax income number here in Auckland. And one of the requirements for IRD is your bank account. And you can't get a job if you don't have an IRD. So if I get my bank account next week, I get my IRD, I can look for, I'm going to be looking for a job this weekend already in the next few days. But I can get a job once I get those requirements. Yep. So if you're new here, that's or if you're planning on coming here for work, that's one of the few things that you need to put on your list. And it's fairly easy to get all of these. Bank scheduled us for Monday because they were full for today and tomorrow. So that's going to take around 4 days or 3 business days, or if you include the weekend, that's 4 days. But sometimes you can get a fast transaction in the bank. It's like a day. You can get a schedule for today or get the requirements, then come back tomorrow.
Yeah, if they're not fully booked.
Yeah, so that happens sometimes. Yeah, let me hold the tripod instead. For the IRD, how do I do the IRD? You just go to the website?
Yeah, you just register online.
So if I have my bank account, I just go online, register my IRD, like my bank account, and then my...
Yeah, you have to take a screenshot of your bank statement.
That's it?
Upload it.
Okay.
And that's it. Then
Registered online. Okay.
Yeah, just register online, and then you will get your number via email or text, depending on what you choose. And then you will have a copy of that IRD number by mail as well. You will receive that.
Easy.
Very easy.
That's easy.
Compared to our BIR
Compared
taxes.
to the Philippines, where it's going to be a lot of red tape, a lot of...
you have to go to the office.
Yeah, to get in line. Probably, if you're a foreigner, pay somebody under the table.
And you have to get separate forms if you change address.
Yeah,
Change
it's
details.
way
Really
different
a
from
lot
the
of red
Philippines.
tape. Yeah.
So if you're coming from the Philippines, you're gonna expect a big change with regards to processing, like government documents and all that stuff. So far, I think that's we're gonna be looking for a place also. So I'm gonna make a vlog of what to look for when you're here when you're in a tight budget, flatting with other people, or you could get if you have some money, you can get your own apartment. But I'll make a vlog about that, and that's gonna be on the next episode. So for now, I think this is the end of my first few days in Auckland. We'll come back and do another video. Oh, this is our food.
Nice.
That's a lot of stuff.
Bring the next one.
Thank you. This is Nando's. Look at that.
Look at that. Just look at that.
That's the roll?
Yeah,
That's
the
one big roll, okay. One
Yeah.
roll and pita. Was I clear? Did I say one roll and one pita, or did you just pick up the roll? No, there's the pita, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the pita. Oh, that's
Thank you.
nice.
Everything's done?
Yeah, we're good? That's
Yeah,
all?
we're all good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that is Nando's. I think there's like a bottle of sauces there. Let me get some. I'm gonna get some sauces and then we're gonna try this. This is gonna be also a full review or impression of what Nando's tastes like. So
Yeah, here in New Zealand.
let me get the sauce and come back to you guys. All right, so this is after the video. I'm just going to be giving some comments on the ATM card, bank account, and IRD. So when you're in Auckland, again, it's very essential. If you don't have a car yet, you're new here, you get an AT Hop card. It's your pass. For riding the bus or the train. It's easier. You don't have to bring your cash, or if it's just you just tap it. It saves you time. And I think my wife bought that in CBD because when I arrived at the airport here in Auckland, I was trying to find a place where to buy that. I was only able to buy my SIM card. I bought my SIM card so that I have a phone here in Auckland. But the ATM card I couldn't find in an airport, so my wife bought that for me in CBD. And I've been using it ever since. Also, that day we went to the bank, and when you're in Auckland, or when you move to Auckland, these are the first things that you should be trying to get as early as possible. My wife got here 3 months ago as a student, and she got her bank account with the following requirements. First up, you need a proof of billing, or basically just where you're staying, proof of your address. And she was able to produce that because of her flatmate in Auckland, or I guess here in New Zealand. When you're a migrant, the cheapest way that you can stay here, you can get accommodations through a flatting. So there's a lot of people that are renting their rooms for flatmates, and her flatmate rented the room for her, and she's staying there, and her flatmate provided her with a flatting agreement. So she gave that to the bank. Her proof of being a student, which I think was the receipt of her tuition fee. Although I don't think she did have that, so the school gave her like a document that said that she was a student, and of course her passport. So that being said, the bank gave her bank account, and she got this debit card and an online thing with her bank. And because of that, her AT Hop card, she was able to load money on that because of that. Also on her phone. A lot of the stuff are tied to your bank account, so you can load money on your phone. We're on like prepaid cards. We don't have phone lines yet, which it's fine. Prepaid phone are fine. Prepaid SIMs. And yeah, you can load your AT Hop card through your bank account. I was wrong that you could have it auto debited. You load it. You load it like $50, then you use it, and then when it's low, you load it again. Now the what do you call this? The AT Hop card is, you can use it if you're like zero. It can be like minus. You can they give some credit, but I think that's only good for one last ride, I think. So that's a good thing if you forgot to load it. Now, getting a bank account is also essential for getting an IRD, or it's basically your tax number. You can't get a job here if you don't have a tax number, or that's at least how I see it. My wife just applied online. Here, let's see. Here, yeah. There's a place where you can apply online. This is the New Zealand IRD. What do you call this? Website. Here, get an IRD number for individuals. It says the details here of what you are, if you're an Australian passport holder, a resident visa, or a student. In my case, I just have this one. I have the full banner. All right, whatever. Apply for IRD number online. So I did. My wife did this, and she was able to get her IRD number. In my case, I wasn't able to get one online. But let's go back to the bank account. So my wife was able to get a bank account with her flatting agreement, proof of address, her document from school that says she is a student, she's enrolled, and her passport. And then the bank provided her with a transaction thing, like a bank statement. She put money on her bank account, made a withdrawal on the same day, and then the bank printed that statement so that there's just some debit and credit on her bank account. And she used that document. She used her phone, took a picture of it as a scanned PDF, and then applied online here on the IRD, and she got her IRD number. In my case, when I applied for the the bank account, I went there and we were scheduled 3 days later because it was a Friday. When we came there, they didn't need the flatting agreement. They just, since what my wife and I was going to do was start a what do you call this? Joint account. There we go, joint account. They just had her sign a form that's we were living together on the same address as she has, so there was no need for me to produce a flatting agreement. I had to produce my passport. And what else was it? What was it they needed? I think that was it. Yeah, I think they got my driver's license, I think so. And I think my Philippines tax number. Oh yeah, my wife's also produced her Philippines tax number as part of applying for a bank account. They processed that, gave me the same thing, made a bank statement and made a withdrawal, and that was what I was supposed to do to get my IRD bank account. We also got the joint account, which was not really complicated. The guy that set us up, maybe it took about an hour, maybe an hour 30 minutes to set everything up. After that, I got my ATM card, I got my bank account, we had our joint accounts, my wife and I, and we were off. After a few days, I tried applying online on IRD, and that's where I had a problem, because IRD said that they couldn't find my information. See, you have to put your passport number here, your immigration application number, and all that stuff, and it said they can't verify and find me. So what I ended up doing was downloading a form called the 65 something. There we go, the 742 IR 742 form. This one right here. Let's download that. This one right here, and then producing the needed requirements for applying for the IRD number offline. I had my passport photocopied, my visa photocopied, proof of address. I brought my flatting agreement, or my wife's flatting agreement, with me. The proof of activity right here is your visa. Photo ID is your passport. I also had my driver's license, so I had that. I also have my tax income number ID from the Philippines, so I also had that photocopied. And the reason why notes in, I don't know, I didn't have that. But a bank account here, I used the bank statement. And I went to a AA center here. AA is where like they issue driver's licenses, or where you get your driver's licenses. They also process car registration, and at the same time they also process IRD applications. You could do it at an NZ post, like a postal office here. The nearest one was the AA center where my wife's school was, so that's naturally the place I went. It was very fast. I went there. I actually printed out the form, but they already had the form there, so that's like waste of money, like $2. I had to print it out or something. I filled out the form, gave the requirements. They, did something on the computer, and that was done. I would have to wait for I think a week or so, maybe a week, 5 days, 5 business days to get my IRD number. They would send it through email or send a text message. And yeah, so that's how you get an IRD account number offline if yours doesn't work online like mine did. So yeah, that's it for this video. So again, AT hop card, very important, bank account, IRD number. One of the first things, or 3 things, that you want to get as soon as you can when you arrive in New Zealand as an immigrant. Of course, before that you need a place to stay. So looking for a flat is something that you would want to do, and I'll tackle that on another video where you can try and get flat. It's either just Facebook or Trade Me, so we'll tackle that on another video. Anyway, so I hope this was informational. I hope you guys appreciate the video. Like, subscribe, like everybody else says that on YouTube, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Oh, Nando's was pretty awesome. Their chicken, peri-peri chicken, was really good. I lost the video because my memory card was acting funny. I think my memory card can handle 60 FPS, so it always acts funny when it's like half full. So what I did was bought a couple of new SD cards, but those also can't do 60 FPS. Like, but they are SDXC UHS-1, but I guess I'll just do 30 FPS until I get a UHS-3 or U3 SD card. Anyway, Nando's, really great restaurant, really nice chicken. Recommend you guys eat there. Really good.